Hello everybody and welcome back to Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker. I am here in the Earth Temple. This is the 4th dungeon of the game. In this video, I am going to go all the way through the first floor of the dungeon. This room is the central room of the first floor. It has a humongous puzzle for us to solve, and I'm actually going to end this video by solving that puzzle. For now, though, I have a puzzle of hitting a switch. There's a switch here, but I can't hit it because it's covered with this purple-blue haze. Once Link inhales the toxic fumes, he basically becomes worthless and can't do anything. What you have to do is use Medli to get rid of the purple fumes. Now that the fumes are gone, you can easily use your skull hammer to hit the switch. In this room, we have 2 enemies inside coffins. I'm just going to ignore them because I find them to be quite boring. Instead, I'm just going to climb this ladder right over here, because ladders are exciting! Yay, ladders! Woohoo! After climbing the ladder, you want to pull this giant stone block. Seriously, that thing must be at least 5 times as large as Link. Well, maybe not 5 times as large as Link, but seriously, it must be at least 5 times as heavy as Link. And Medli has a tutorial. Medli has just now figured out that she can shine light using her instrument. Seriously, Medli? You figured that out just now? But this is like the 3rd puzzle you've solved in the dungeon where you have to shine light. You know what? I think I'm gonna keep track of that. Let's keep track of how many puzzles there are where you have to shine light as Medli. We had one in the previous room, we had one in this room, and we had one in the room before that, so 3 light shining puzzles so far. This one got me a small key. We have a doorway over here. It leads to a room, but we can't really go inside the room yet. See, you need Medli in order to solve a puzzle inside that room, and Medli can't open doors. So yeah, we'll have to stop by that room later once we can get through doorways. Uh-oh. Oh no, poor Medli! I didn't mean to throw her at the door, I was trying to open the door! Alright, so this room has a bunch of Chew enemies. I'm going to destroy the Chews before going on to the room. Man, these Chew enemies are annoying. I just wish there was some sort of way to defeat these Chews easily, but there isn't. Okay, so now for a puzzle. What you want to do is use a fire arrow on this banner. That creates light so Medli can shine the light on the Chews. So here's a fun little cheat you can do. Instead of aiming Medli, just walk around her in a circle. That freezes the Chews just as well. Now you get to have fun trying to make these switches work. What you want to do is put a Chew on both switches. This gives Link access to the upper area. So now he can push another stone block, which is 5 times heavier than he is. and the block lands on a switch. Okay, I'm just gonna summon Medli at this point to get her to come up here. That's easier than going back down and rescuing her, because then I'd have to solve the stair puzzle again. So in this room, we have more blocks that we have to push when we have this enemy. Kind of a nasty enemy. It's just really a nasty enemy because it's really hard to hit. It has a long period of time where it's completely invulnerable. I'll talk more about that enemy later. How's that? We have more blocks that need to be pushed on switches. We have one over here. And we have another block over here. But for some reason, this block is too heavy for Link. Even though he's pushed much heavier blocks already in this video, that block apparently doesn't work. It's also strange because I already have the power bracelets. You can see Link is wearing the power bracelets, which lets him move heavy items. Why can't he move this heavy item? Strange. Anyway, shine light onto this thing. You also want to shine light onto these suns right over here in order to unlock a save point. Finally, shine light over here in order to unlock another block. So let's move these two blocks onto their respective switches. This one gives you a treasure chest, and the other one is going to open the door. So let's see, do I have to control Medli to get her up on this ledge, or can I just throw her? Oh no, that did not work. Poor Medli. But it looks like it would work for a while. Let's try again. Alright, fantastic! She is now standing on half of the ledge. Huh. Well, you know, if it works, it works. I'm not gonna complain. And here our hero Link receives the compass! The compass lets him see where all the treasure in the dungeon is located, and it also lets him see where Medli is. Hey, Link, don't worry about leaving Medli behind. She's not important. To be honest, I don't like her and her bird girl ways. Well, gee, the King of Red Lions is kind of a jerk who wants Link to abandon Medli. He was trying to point out this fact. Look at the map in the bottom left-hand corner. Medli is now a pink dot. And here we have some enemies. Let's try a new strategy on these enemies. I'm told a good strategy is to use ice arrows and then the skull hammer. Oh no! Oh, they basically destroyed Medli. Oh, hey, that actually is a good strategy. It does an insta-kill on the moblins. Yeah, kill the moblins in one hit with an ice arrow and then, what was that? The skull hammer. Yeah, the skull hammer. Unfortunately, these two enemies cannot be destroyed so easily. They are Poes. And because they're ghosts, that means they're kind of invisible. We're gonna need Medli's help in order to defeat them. As you have probably guessed, Medli is going to have to shine light on the Poes. Medli can also shine light over here to destroy these things, so Link can get another treasure chest. Alright, so time to lure the Poes into the light. As you can see, luring Poes into light makes them become corporeal, which means you can kill them. Come on, Mr. Poe, over here, over here. Alright, thank you, Mr. Poe. Killing the enemies unlocks the way to the next room. Link has just received a joy pendant! He doesn't need joy pendants anymore, but I suppose they are nice to have. This door is locked, which means we have to go through this door. So this room has the re-dead enemies. You might remember them from earlier. They sound like elephants. And they freeze Link in place. Yeah, Link is frozen for a couple of seconds, which is not good because that gives the enemies enough time to attack him. So this is my strategy for dealing with re-deads. I like to interrupt the freezing scene with a jump slash. It looks like this. By doing the jump slash, I interrupt the freezing animation. That was a bit more obvious example of me interrupting the animation of Link being frozen. And for defeating the enemies, Link receives a small key. This will let him get into the mini-boss room, which was previously locked. The mini-boss of this dungeon is a Stalfos Knight. And I'm going to equip the hero's charm to show you something. Link's attacks do no damage to this enemy. Just look. What you have to do is attack him several times to make his body fall apart, and then you want to attack his head mercilessly. Only the head can be destroyed. Looks like this time I need to fight 2 Stalfos Knights. Now, some people recommend using bombs because bombs will instantly make their skeleton bodies fall apart. Other people recommend using the boomerang in order to stop the head from bouncing around. That's a good strategy too. But as you can see, I'm having plenty of luck by simply using the sword. So let me mess up on this on purpose to show you what happens when you fail. If If you fail and you're unable to defeat the enemy in one turn, it goes back to normal. Which means you have to do this entire fight again, basically attack it to pieces again. And now all those body parts are going together and just being weird. Yeah, that was kind of strange looking. In any case, once you defeat all 3 Stalfos Knights, you get the weapon of the dungeon. Well, weapon is not exactly the correct term. It's not a weapon, it's the Mirror Shield. The Mirror Shield will allow Link to reflect light, just like Medli does. Alright, so pull out your sword, then press the R button. That will allow Link to use the Mirror Shield. I'm gonna take off the Hero's Charm now, simply because I think it looks kind of ugly. And I've got some bad news! We just had a mini-boss battle where we fought 3 bosses. Well, all of these enemies have returned. Although, to be honest, they're not even a challenge anymore, now that I know that the Skull Hammer makes short work of them. Let me see. I think I'm going to have to bring Medli back over here. Right, pose, come here to the light. One strategy you can use is the Mirror Shield. You can use the Mirror Shield to shine light onto the pose in order to destroy them. Great, so the enemies are gone. Time for another puzzle. Do you see this sun symbol over here? It might not look much like a sun, but if you shine light on it, you reveal a new passageway. It looks like we have more sun things over here. Okay, Medli, I need you to come down here. What I want to do is have Medli shine light over here. That way Link can shine light over here. And what do you know? Lots of money! Lots of money. Very, very nice. And here we are, back at the main room of this floor. Now that Link has the Mirror Shield, he and Medli can work together to solve this puzzle. You might have noticed that this statue thing has weird eyes. You can actually shine light onto the eyes in order to create a sun. Come on, Link, you can do it. Link, Link. I guess Link was at a bad angle there. In case it's not obvious, I have better luck controlling Medli's harp than I do controlling Link's shield. Shining light on both of the eyes of the statue opens the way to the next floor of the dungeon.